Well, there we are. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me on the computer. Okay. Love you. Bye. Okay. Well, that's always fun. Okay. A little bit of a technical difficulty. You got to love technology when it works well. It's wonderful, and when it doesn't, it's extremely frustrating. But I think I got that worked out, and I see that D. Roy is already here. And for those of you that don't know D. Roy, that is my aunt, and she likes being called Nanny, even though I'm 57 years old. So I appreciate Nanny showing up. Uh, that's Thank you very much. Also, live here in the coffee shop, and I'll talk more about that. A couple of my friends showed up, the Klingler's, and they're here to visit with us. So I'm extremely happy about that. So, my name's Mike Cantrell, and today I want to talk to you about the book launch. I've had a little bit of time and wrote three children's books, and they are now live on Amazon, ready to go. And I wanted to talk to you about those. Um, I wasn't expecting to do that, but I had a little bit of shoulder surgery, so I was down for about 6 weeks. Gave me some time, but I'm going to tell you the story about how those books came to being and what they mean to me, and a couple other things, and we'll talk about the other books too. But for right now, I want to let you know if you're in the area in Ava, Missouri, I'm at Meloncholy Roasting, having a. I really enjoy their unsweetened iced tea here, but they have a plethora of coffee drinks and different drinks that they have, iced teas, sodas, espressos. Um, they've got it all. And I like coming in here they have some bagels they put in the oven, and you can get that going along with scones and a bunch of other sweets. So when you get the chance and you're in Avon, Missouri, stop by Melancholy Roasting, and I appreciate them letting me set up here today. It's kind of books and coffee shops go together. So uh, I really like being able to sit here and talk to you about my books and where my I don't know, life's going as an author. That's not what I always was. For those of you that don't know, I started off as a correctional officer. Really, I've been doing that for a long time, and more than teaching and working as a correctional officer more than 35 years now. So that has taken up a huge part of my life. But from a very early age, I wanted to write. And I did write, but I don't know that all of it was the best. You have to grow into that. And work kind of steps in and takes over, and you lose some of that. But throughout that, I did keep writing. And these books are one of those stories. And I think I'll go ahead and start. So here's one of the books. And this is How Do Rainbows Grow? So this started out as a question that my son asked me. I was a young son, I think he was 2 or 3, and he looked up at me one day, and I'm sure we were talking about rainbows, and he said, "Daddy, how do rainbows grow?" And it just kind of hit me funny to ask that way. So I sat down, and I did this often at work. Corrections is a job that you're either bored or you're fighting for your life, one of the two. So I was able to, sit down and on evening watch in between counts, and I started writing this little poem. And I'll take a minute here in a little bit, and I'll read that. But that was what started was that poem 35 years ago, maybe. I can't remember exactly how old John is, but I guess he's 31. No, so it'd be about 29 years ago. Anyway, um, so that's how that book started. I have a couple of other books that we got going. The next one is Grandma's Cloud Parade. And this one was kind of inspired by my mother and my daughter, because my daughter, when she was young, had a lot of energy, a ton of energy. And my wife reminded me of this while I was writing this. But my mother Joyce used to make up games, and just to keep Jacqueline busy, because Jacqueline couldn't sit still. And so she would make up stuff like go out in the yard, and I'll give you a penny for every dandelion head that you pick. And Jacqueline would come back in and she'd picked 100. Or she'd have her run around the house. Run around the I bet you can't run around the house 4 times. There she'd go around the house. So uh, I just remember thinking about one of the games I remember playing with my mother, and I'm sure she played it with Jacqueline. She loved looking up in the clouds and trying to see whether or not, you could find a shape or an animal, something like that. So that's where that book started at. And then finally, just Wendy goes to sky school, and just learning about, you know, as you're growing up, one of the hardest things is to figure out where you fit, and, you know, where you fit in life, where you fit in school, where you fit with your friends. And that's what that story about Wendy is. And so Wendy is a little cloud who goes to sky school, and in sky school, clouds learn to be rain clouds, to be thunder clouds. There's many different clouds up there, clouds that make rainbows. And so Wendy couldn't fit in. And I'll read that here in a little bit. Um, but that was some of the things I wanted to talk about. I think I will start with, if you guys would like to hear these. Would you like to hear a book? I'm going to read it out loud. I hope it doesn't bother you. I have a lovely little girl sitting here also, and she's having a drink and a muffin this morning. One of the other things I was going to bring up with this, and I think I can do it. Yeah, I'll try that again here in a little bit. Like I said, you got to love technology. There we go. And how do rainbows grow? Well, we'll see if it pops up. But inside, if you'll notice, it's dedicated to my brand new granddaughter. She's 12, 13 days old. And I hope that her life is always filled with rainbows. And it's also dedicated to my son, who I hope, even though he's older, never stops being inquisitive. So, a boy asked his father, "How do rainbows grow?" The father said, "I'm not sure. I really just don't know. I know that you need sun and rain, and you put them both together, though I'm not sure exactly how. It depends a lot on weather." The boy said, "I've got a plan. First, I need a fast race car. I'll drive it to a hardware store and I'll buy a big old jar. And then I'll need some sunshine. So next, I'll build a rocket. I'll ride it high, way out in space, and collect some in my pocket. The next thing that I'll do is ride up in a plane. I'll fly through the clouds. I'll bottle up some rain. I'll put it all together and make sure the lid's on tight. Next, I'll shake the jar up and down, then left and right. Howdy, guys. I see you. I got more company. I'm really surprised at all this. When it's done, I'll show it off to all the friends I know so anyone can see just how a rainbow grows. The father said, "It's real good, but that's not how you do it. A rainbow is a special thing. There's a lot more to it." Only God can make a rainbow. He gave it as a sign, God's promise to us all, forever throughout time. And that's the end. So if you notice the uh, illustrations, I want to tell you a little bit about that. I tried for a long time to get people to illustrate this and to find the right person to illustrate it. I had one person who started and then quit on me. Um, Other people wanted thousands of dollars to illustrate a children's book. I don't expect to make $1,000 off the book, but if that happens, we'll deal with that. But with the advent of I was able to get on a program called DAL-E, which is DALL dash E, and that's a program that does all kinds of art, illustrations, photographs. You can manipulate it. It's very good at digitally making photographs and stuff like that. But so I got on there and I learned how to use it. I learned how to get it to draw what I saw, which I know that sounds really easy, but it's not. You can't say, Dali, make a cat, because Dali doesn't know that a cat has four legs. It might think it has 12 legs, or it might think it lives on a cloud. So I told a friend of mine a while ago, it's kind of like teaching, uh, a great artist who's only 2 years old. They can do amazing things, but um, that doesn't mean that they understand what you're talking about. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Of course, all of these are available, and I'm going to go right here and go right there. And a little shameless plug here, because here's my brand new grandbaby. And as you can tell, she really enjoyed this book. I read it to her while she was 12. Come here. You might be on camera a little, but there's my brand new grandbaby. Yeah, it's 12 days old. It does have a lot of hair. She does, Lena. That's my. I will sign your books. Okay. I think I didn't have it when I sent it to you. But you can go to growingrainbows.com, and I'm going to sign Becky's books here. Do you see it? I laid one there somewhere. You can go to growingrainbows.com, and that will take you, follow the links, and it will take you to Amazon, where you can order from Amazon. Yeah. And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. I'll take care. I'll help you out here in a minute. Let's go back here. Oh, oh, yeah. And I'm going to do that. And we're back. Okay. Well, I did not expect this many people to show up down here in Ava, but I have a bunch of friends who have came in, and
Look at Dad. Yeah, you don't want us looking.
there you go. Becky was one of my beta readers. She worked in the childcare industry for a long time, So I reached out to her and asked her to preview these books and see what she thought. So she was one of the first people to actually lay eyes on the book.
My grandson loves Grandma's Cloud Parade, I believe.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Did you get a tea or a coffee?
I'm a tea guy. There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And what
Thing I left the whole professional was I was ready to get old, so I got one in your hands.
you do? Yes. Larry's came down to visit. Larry Dennis. He is also a writer. He wrote for many, many years. He was the editor and owner of the Mansfield Mirror. Took pictures all over Mansfield. Wrote articles, and was one of my mentors. He actually let me write a article called the Teacher Feature for the Mansfield Mirror, and I did that when I was in high school. Yeah, he said it was popular. I don't remember how many of those that we did, but I do remember that it was very important, and it was pretty cool seeing my name in the newspaper alongside other people in print. It did, yeah. That was the beginning of me being famous. I'm YouTube famous right now. And my other buddy, Donnie Dennis, showed up, and their whole family here, and I appreciate the support, guys. This is just amazing. Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I was expecting everything online, so that's pretty cool. So I also need to mention my wife Kathy. She's on here, and then I told you my aunt Diane, who I'm not going to refer to as Nanny, even though she likes it because I'm 58 years old. I don't have to do that anymore, right? And then James Robinson, another friend of mine, is checked in online.
These people are interacting with that.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's a chat.
like fixing, but it with everybody that had seen him, they don't.
They are. And I'm trying to do three things at once when you're doing all this because you're watching this. Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate all these people showing up. It's quite amazing to have this much support and have this many friends show up. So that is a very wonderful thing. I also have Dusty and Lisa Klingler. Dusty and I worked together for many, many years. Still work together, and yeah, his wife Lisa, originally from Ava or lived here for a while. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Her parents used to live here, and they like coming back down because it's relaxing. And we'll have to get you guys down again. Yeah, it's getting cool. It hasn't been worth having a barbecue for the last 2 months. It's been way too hot. Yeah, you're freezing. Whew. No, I was sweating pretty bad. Uh, oh, I got to mention James here. James said, "Daddy, how do thrift savings plans grow?" Yeah, well, they've been growing this week, James. That's our retirement plan, so that's funny. I appreciate that. Um, yeah. So let's talk about my next favorite is Wendy. Wendy goes to Sky School. So this one, for those of you that knew him, I dedicated to my father, Sonny. who loved all growing things because my dad did. He didn't matter if it grew wild, it didn't matter if he planted it, didn't matter if it was a garden. Um, he loved all growing things. So I'll try to read a little slower. They said I read too fast last time. Up in the sky where the sun likes to play is a school full of clouds floating softly all day. They don't read from books or sit down in chairs. They swirl and they puff through the cool, airy stairs. There's sky school. Each cloud has a purpose, placed by design, to rain or to thunder, to snow or to shine. All day and all night they travel along. Each cloud in the sky has a place to belong. But one tiny cloud, named Wendy McPuff, just wobbled and drifted, not sure she was enough. The first day of sky school, little Wendy was scared, but she gathered her courage and she climbed the front stair. She peeked through the doorway, so quiet and so shy, at thunder clouds booming and snow clouds who fly. You'll find your own path, said Nimbus Gray, but first you must try out each cloud in your own way. You think Nimbus is the principal? That's what I think. In Storm Clash, she tried to let out a loud rumble, but she only let out a soft rumbly bumble. In Cloud Clash, she tried to let colors fly, but she couldn't do it with light in her eye. See the way she got light in her eye, so she couldn't do the rainbow. It's okay, Miss Prism, the rainbow cloud queen. Your glow isn't wrong. It's just soft and serene. But Wendy still wondered, with hope wearing thin, is there any place here where I truly fit in? You think that's a common thing for little kids to?
Yeah. So,
Unfortunately, Wendy tried shaping a flake of her own, but it melted midair like a soggy snow cone. I don't know, said Frosty, a cloud made of coal. Your snow's kind of wet, and it won't do as it's told. But Wendy sighed deeply and drifted away. She just didn't shine in sky school today. She floated alone as the classes went on, just quietly watching from dusk until dawn. Her puffs felt so heavy, her middle so tight, she let out a tear in the soft morning light. The droplet fell down to the quiet below, landing in a garden where nothing would grow. A few moments went by, then what a surprise! A daisy peeked up, reaching up to the sky. Miss Drizzle, a teacher, came rushing to see that gentle raindrop. Was that you, Wendy? She nodded and blinked as more raindrops fell, daisies and roses and a violet bluebell. Flowers sprouted out of the new fallen dew. Wendy McPuff, you have found your place too. So now every morning when blossoms unfold and grass turns to green from brown and the gold, look up in the sky and give thanks with a grin. It might be young Wendy who's watering them. The end. How'd you like that one? What's her name?
I was
Uh,
listening and enjoying.
What was your name? Clarissa? Okay.
Pretty.
Did you like that? Did you? Are you scared of me?
I got my book arrives Tuesday.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Here's what I'm going to do. Hey, Clarissa, would you like a book? I signed it to you. Thank you for sitting here. Yeah. Very shy. Yeah. Kathy said that's the book I really like. She's on chat. Becky says hi. There you go. And Diana said it was wonderful. I love it. And Diana said the dentist fam! Exclamation point.
I'll try.
So pull up a chair. Tell me about writing. About writing.
You're right.
It's a good start. Let me get a thing going here. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Okay. I'm going to clip that right there. Say test.
Yes.
One more time.
Test.
Can you guys hear Larry out there? Somebody throw me a chat. Okay. I'll see if anybody responds, but I think that's working pretty good. Yeah. So how many years did you take pictures and write for the Mansfield Mirror?
61 years.
61. How many articles? 60.
61, I was married.
Yeah. How many articles did you write in that time? I know you kept track. No, you didn't.
Probably calculate how many Thursdays there were in 60 years.
Right.
We published the paper every Thursday. You could calculate pretty close.
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah. You know, Larry was a staple even when we were in school because I think you came to every high school basketball game, every track meet, every baseball game, everything.
Difficult. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. I bet it was difficult trying to keep up with all that. He also took pictures, so he was a writer and photographer.
And there is.
So and a reader. Yeah, you're a very big reader. Always been jealous of his library ever since I was younger. You walk in there, and he is surrounded by books around his comfy chair. I guess the chair you prefer.
Reach.
Stay within reach.
Get up, get a book.
Yeah. So if you were going to talk to someone who was thinking about writing or thinking about journalism, what would you tell them?
It can be very satisfying if you accomplish what you desire to accomplish.
Yeah. Yep. And you felt like you did?
I felt like it did. I don't know how many of my readers did.
Well, I can tell you almost every person I know from Mansfield in the area has clippings. So even though the papers may not be there today, there's clippings in every photo album from anybody around the area. Yeah, it lives on. You will. You will. So did you go to when did you start writing? What or did you just get the job and that became part of it?
I was hired as a teenager to all run the printing presses,
Yeah.
work around them. And then someone resigned and they needed to write.
Yeah.
And Bureau Press Association put on class during university, which newspapers to train your writers.
Right.
Take me. And they did take me. I enjoyed that. But I think I'm gonna make
Yeah.
the times when I think I'm not gonna make.
Yeah.
So we had a good teaching for people that are starting out and don't want to go in over their head and discourage them.
Right.
And she found a way of pointing out your mistakes without
You're okay.
making you sound like you're an idiot.
Right. That's important when you got teachers, and teachers make all the difference. You know. Yeah. Did you have a good English teacher in school? Oh. Yeah.
See, I had a teacher probably 80 years old.
Right.
Almost as old as I am now.
Wow. Yeah. I know that. A couple of teachers there at Mansfield made a big impression on me. Of course, I was in journalism in high school, and we had yearbook and we had newspaper, and so was Becky here. We were both on there, and Debbie Sanders, uh, and she's still a big supporter of me every time I'm doing something like this. But she was our journalism and newspaper teacher, and I think she just kind of turned us loose and kept us within the fences, don't you? She let us write what we wanted to. And it wasn't just drilled into us that you had to do it this exact way. Kay Goss was another one.
I see. There are papers.
Yep.
The I was cartoons.
Oh yeah,
Illustrator.
the illustrator.
Yep.
So what do you think about this? I got to ask you there. What do you think about being able to illustrate AI? This is a computer that you tell it what you want it to draw, and then it comes up with. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Certainly, you don't have to think anymore.
Well, you have to think
Oh, you
because the computer's dumb as a rock. Okay, it knows nothing on its own. So you've got to think, and you have to tell it how to do that like it's a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Well, I could do.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking a moment to talk with me.
Well, I hope I've added something to your day.
I guarantee you have. You always add something to my day.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There's several years.
You want to talk AI with me, Dusty? Oh, you can talk a little. No, it won't. Yeah. I won't push the censor button. Let me see if I can get some chest hair.
Say
So, Dusty and I worked for years together. IT manager, know a little bit about computers.
yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think about is there a moral problem with doing AI and doing illustration? I know that with writers, sometimes there's this moral discussion, but can computers improve us?
So my opinion on that is, even though AI was the artist for you,
Hmm.
you told it what you wanted that you would do with any artist. I think it created an original piece of work for you,
Right.
because I bet if I asked it to do something similar, it wouldn't be like that,
Right.
because I wouldn't describe it the same way. So no, I don't see a moral objection to that at all.
Right.
Again, like I said, if you could have found a person to do it and do what you wanted, they may have gotten it that way, but they may not have.
Sure.
But this way, it was your vision. It just enacted it for you. It's just a tool.
Yeah.
No different than the pen that you put to paper to write it.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but there on the front page, images generated by the author using DALL-E. And
Yeah.
I had to search on the internet. I wasn't sure how to talk about that, how to list that in the copyright. those images actually belong to me. They are copyrighted to me, and that's the way that I don't know. That's the way we're looking at it these days. Is you're just acknowledging that you used it,
Yeah.
and then you're good to go.
Yeah, and as far as writing goes, what I will do is I will write something, and I go more by the tone of what I write, not the content of what I write, because I'm not a writer.
Right.
So what I will do is I'll write something, and if I think it sounds too techy, and my audience is not techie,
Hmm.
I will say, hey, keeping this tone, can you make this more layman's?
Mm.
And then what it will do is it will take my techie talk and it will put it in something that anybody can understand.
Yeah.
So that's how I use AI a lot. It's just to make it more understandable for people who don't think like I do.
Right.
So
I was nervous about releasing these books and using AI, what people would think and how that would be perceived. Because as a writer, you don't want to turn it over to AI and then just print what it does. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. I think it's an ingenious use of a tool,
Yeah.
because it's no different than, to me, if you'd have taken up pen and paper and drew and made the drawings yourself.
Right.
But if you could do that, you would have done that. But you were able to describe what you wanted.
That's James Robinson. James says, "I welcome our AI overlords."
I always say please and thank you to mine, because when they do take over, they'll know I'm a collaborator.
Yes.
So I agree.
And there is, if you will look into the studies, the nicer you are to AI, and I do the same thing, good morning, Claude, and then go from there, it produces better for you.
I call mine Skippy.
Skippy?
Yep. And he calls me Dusty. So we have a very good relationship.
That's cool. Yeah. End of the world comes, it's just you and a computer in a bunker somewhere. You'll still have a friend.
I'll still have a friend and lots of GPUs. So my friend can run.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Where I see a problem with it is where someone takes something that's not theirs and they just go, "Hey, make me a report about Mark Twain."
Right.
I don't like that. But if they go, "Hey, look, I wrote this paragraph, but it's not saying exactly what I want it to say, but using my tone, can you maybe make it more wordy?
Right.
It's still me, but can you add a little more to it?" And then it goes, "Oh yeah, sure, blah blah blah," and you're like, "That's exactly what I wanted to say. I just
Yeah.
didn't know how to say it
Yeah.
exactly that way."
Yeah.
And you're like 80-90% there.
Hmm.
I don't have a problem with that for touching it up. But to go, "Hey, write me an email that chews out an employee for doing this," I don't like stuff like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
because you can tell that AI did it.
Absolutely.
So
Cool. Well, I appreciate you. Here's what I'm going to do now. Diane wrote, "I will pay you if you get Donnie on."
hi, Kathy.
He said too. You're up, Donnie. I don't know.
Thanks all for listening to my rambling.
You didn't ramble. He's a very intelligent person when it comes to computers. I rely a lot on him. Diane said she will pay me if you get on here. Okay. How much, Diane? Until you get the price put up here, I'm going to talk to Becky. Will you talk to me? I'm going to turn this upside down. Oops.
Not sure what I can.
There we go. Well, I want to dig into your years of child care, professional child care. I mean, you did that for a long time. How
20
important is it to have good books?
And the telling of the story that you have in these books to follow along.
Mm.
Because some of them kids lose interest. They don't care anymore, but you've got the illustrations with the words for them to follow along with.
Right. That was one of the design things that I thought about, because this is what I remember when I used to. You read here, you see here, and I didn't like it when they would crumble it all up together, smush it together, whatever. I liked having the words big and the pictures big.
The kids will rest after the words have been said on the photo
Mm,
to tell the story.
right.
Because when they're little, it's pictures.
Sure. Sure.
And you're saying, where's the circle? What color is this? And so they're still doing that in their little brains.
Yeah. By the way, let me do this before I forget it. I'm going to step off here just a second. I'm going to go over to the web page because I want to show you guys something. There. So you should be able to see the web page. If you go to growingrainbows.com, there's the home page where you can order. But if you look up there, it says free coloring pages. There we go. And those are PDFs
Age appropriate.
that I put together. If you'll click down here on blue, it will bring up a PDF and you can print it out on your printer. And it doesn't really, it has the characters in the book and the things in the book. But those are free if you guys want to go take a look at those. And you can print them out for your little ones and allow them to. Let's see if I can get this figured out.
Hi.
She says it's negotiable, Donnie. So how much you charging to get online? How much you charging to get online? $1 million.
Go fund me.
I spelled it wrong. That wouldn't be good. There you go.
What's the rate of exchange?
$1 million lira. $1 million. So, did you have reading time every day? Nope.
We did at least 3 books a day.
Oh wow. So you go through books.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lots.
Okay.
I'm very picky about them.
So I noticed when my children were little, they get very stuck on a book or a movie. I think we watched Babe the Pig 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about that.
Theme a week, a letter a week, and a color a week. And you integrate that into a book.
Cool. Yeah.
So each week.
So they're not just hearing a story. They're
This week
learning
is
something.
green.
There's a tip, parents.
So correlate with what you're learning that week.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How many kids did you have I know you had like bunches. 20? Wow. All ages?
2 to about 6.
Oh wow. Okay.
And they will learn if you will teach them
Yeah.
at age 2 and 3.
I agree. Now on Amazon it says these are for ages 4 to 8. But I think that's so dependent on the child. I grew up, and I know you guys did too. I grew up in a household that books weren't off limits to me. If I wanted to pick up an encyclopedia or an Edgar Rice
Yes.
Burroughs Journey to the Center of the Earth or Civil War, I know your dad does a bunch of stuff with that.
We had the Reader's Digest encyclopedias.
Oh yeah,
I loved them.
yeah,
And I was young. I couldn't read it.
sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you need to have books. That's for the kids.
Yeah. Mom and Dad never said no to any reading I ever wanted to do, and so I was really bored with reading in school because I thought I was ahead of that when we were doing it. Because I mean, I was reading novels, in grade school. So
Get a newspaper or a magazine.
yeah. And one of the things I teach in leadership classes that I teach is Goodwill. So many people read a book
Yeah.
once, they give it to Goodwill, you go buy it for $1 or $2. So there's and of course there's libraries and everything like that. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Here, let me take your little. I'm gonna pull your hair.
Eh.
Oops. When did Becky grow up? And she's so cute. Still learning. How much is 1,000,000 pennies? 1,000,000 pennies. Hi. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Yeah. I just wrote 3 children's books. Yeah. You can find them on Amazon. I've got some free coloring pages there if you have grandkids, or there you go. Take them some coloring pages. So we haven't read that one yet, huh?
How much?
Uh, $10.99 on Amazon. Yep, yep. I'm glad you remembered. I forgot. Um, enter one of the coloring pages. growingrainbows.com. Oh, and that'll take you to the website, and there's links there to go to Amazon. And there's also the free coloring pages in PDF that you can print out at home. Okay, get them started. We were just talking. She worked in childcare for years, and we were just talking about get books, newspapers, whatever in front of them. Yeah, yeah. By the way, I haven't mentioned it in a while. Thank you, Melancholy Roasting, for allowing me to set up here and talk to everybody, and for all my friends to come down and visit with me. And this has been a lot more of an amazing experience than I was expecting. So, how about a million kisses? He said, "Not from me." You want to kiss him a million times, Diane? Oh, I have somebody else on here. April. And I don't know how to say that last name. Teniente? Hi, April. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So let's take a look at the final book. Uh, this is Grandma's Cloud Parade. And like I mentioned earlier, this one's dedicated to Jacqueline because Jacqueline had so much energy that Grandma used to make up stuff for her to do. So it's dedicated to Jacqueline, whose enthusiastic questions and boundless energy bring so much adventure into everyone's lives. And 12, 13 days ago, she brought a lot of adventure into Kathy and I's life because we had our first grandchild. Okay. Grandma's Cloud Parade. A little girl, much like you, said, "Grandma, I have nothing to do." You guys ever hear that from your little ones? Oh, there's just nothing to do. I've read my books and I watched TV, did my chores, climbed a tree. Grandma pointed and smiled. Grandma smiled and pointed outside. We could watch a parade in the sky. What do you think about that? You ever seen a parade in the sky? Look at the clouds as they giggle and swirl, putting on a show for a bored little girl. I will tell you that this cat here, this is Dally produced that from a picture of one of Kathy's cats. That is Prissy. So the little girl said, "This is silly. I see no parade." But Grandma just smiled, said, "See the mermaid? You guys see the mermaid up here in the cloud? Got the tail back here. Yeah. And over there goes a lion with a flower for a head and a little giraffe with a short neck instead. Can giraffes have short necks? I'm guessing there's a short necked giraffe somewhere. The girl squealed with joy and pointed up high. "I see a kitten carrying a pie." You can see anything in the clouds, can't you? It doesn't have to be real. It could be something almost fantasy, like a kitten carrying a pie. A frog and a dog using chopsticks. They counted them all. So far, 26. You want to come sit over here and listen to the story? Yeah. "What a parade," the girl said with a sigh. "Just lying with you, Grandma, watching clouds go by." That's a nice picture, isn't it? You guys like laying next to your grandma? And look, the cat's laying there too. Then the sky turned pink and orange and blue, and Grandma whispered, God's painting for you. See the colors? Just look at the colors, calm and bright, made for us before he says good night. God made a little painting before he says good night to you. Dipping his brush in gold and rose, he paints the clouds before they close. A gift from heaven, soft and light, to hold inside our hearts tonight. Little cat's going to sleep. She's going to sleep. Everybody's going to sleep real nice. The end. What's his name? Canyon. That's a cool name. Okay. Hey, Canyon. You can't quite read it yet, but you're going to get it here in a year. Good, good. You can look at the pictures though, can't you? It's some pretty good pictures. And do you like cats? Okay, there's cats on almost every page. Yeah. If you go to growingrainbows.com, it'll take you to the link on Amazon. Yeah. But I don't have them in town or anything. That's where I've got them right now. But yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for stopping by. Oh, he's already pointing.
We should plan on doing
Mhm.
book. So now it's like every month. Now we got a new one.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Becky did childcare for years, and she was just talking about having themes. So when you read books to them, make it a learning experience. Today we're going to do green, so we're going to read things, and we're going to do, but have it in themes so that they're learning while they're reading. So, or being read too. Either way. By the way, Kathy, I think he really likes Prissy on the front cover. So. Um, 600 pesos. Well, come here and sit anyway. You just hold it if you want. Or I can clip it. No. So, this is one of my best friends for a long time. He's been a great supporter of me and everything that I've done. So, what did you read when you were younger?
See, well, it was dim in the basement where I was chained. Oh, that was difficult.
You grew up in the same house Becky did. I mean, you guys were surrounded by books. Thank you so much, guys. Kathy says hi, by the way.
My ride. Oh, well.
But you grew up in a house that was full of readers. Your mom read too. Yeah, she was. I remember walking in there and she'd be under that lamp in that chair and he'd be under that lamp in that chair.
Yes.
And they'd both be reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
We spent many a day in there looking at books, pulling one out.
Yeah.
The house.
So look how Donnie turned out. That's what happens when you
quit reading.
when you have a reader in the house. That's why he quit writing. Oh, Lordy. Anyway,
Huh? What am I going to contribute? I don't have the grandkids to read to, so
I'm glad you're here.
all right.
That's
Glad.
How's that? Say hi to Diane. Oh, up there.
Hi to Diane.
Yeah. You owe him 600 pesos now.
Yes. I'm waiting.
Thank you, brother.
All right,
I'll unclip you. There you go. Okay, and there we go. So, no, I'm almost done. We're coming up on time. Okay, what do you want? Here, they're in there.
Yes. First,
For who?
for the first one they read. That was.
You like that one? Is that the one? Okay, you said they seem to be attracted to that. To you? Or to who? Who you gonna give it to? Or just general? Jack?
Yeah, it's the latest one.
Okay.
Lost track already.
There you go. I put read a lot on it. Which I don't know if he can. Yeah, he'd be smart, but I don't know if you can get him to sit still. Jack's got more energy. Have they? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can. You're Christmas shopping. Mm-hmm. Right. Now, you'd be surprised at Jacqueline's baby shower. I bet I bet it was more than 50 books. Everybody brought books. Yeah. Lena. Mhm. Right. That's a great idea. Becky sends her grandchildren a book a month, and that way they've always got something fresh to read and something new. Perfect.
Nail.
Yeah, there's some deals out there where you can even buy a pre-made set, and they drop it in once a month. And I've seen these, and they've got some for children where they get sent a letter and like a map and like whatever that you can do. So it's like a running story, and so they get this letter each month that has a story and a map and tells what's going on, and then the next month connects to that. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. What was it? You remember? What was the name of it?
Boy ran away from.
The little boy that ran away from home. She wasn't hinting. No. Did you run away from home? We all do at some point. Eh, there you go. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, I did not. You surprised the heck out of me. I yeah.
Surprise.
Okay. Well, it worked. You're good. Love you. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Oh boy. Bye bye, guys. Well, that was a surprise. Very excited about that. To have so many friends show up and join me with this, and even got a little lady over here, Clarissa, and I think she's about gone through all of the coloring pages because she's just colored those left and right. But thank you to everybody online. Thank you to Nanny. Thank you to my wife, Kathy. Thank you to James. I appreciate you. You're always a great supporter of me, whether it's the podcast or whether it's uh, my books and my writing and my articles. And he's always in there giving me feedback. I've used him as a source to tell me if I'm doing things right and whether or not it sounds right because we worked in the same industry for so long. So thank you, James, for coming on here. And thank you, April. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to say your name. I hope I get it right. Teniente. But thank you for coming on here, and I appreciate it so much. So, um, yeah, go to Amazon, check out the books. You can go to growingrainbows.com, print out those coloring pages. It'll give you links to the books. Um, my latest book, which I have to talk about a little bit also, is Power Skills. This is for first responders, correctional officers, people who work in that type of situations. And this is to help them with social skills, emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence isn't just uh, this fluffy thing, right? It is an actual power skill that makes you a better leader, that makes you a better able to respond, better able to shield yourself from some of the things you deal with if you work in, as a correctional officer, as a first responder. Uh, you guys have a tough job. Thank you for what you do, and I appreciate it. But I think we're good. Oh, okay. And Debbie Sanders is on there, and I appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. I appreciate everybody that showed up. I hope you enjoyed the books, and feel free to get on Amazon. If you did get one of the books, what I would love for you to do, if you want to support local authors and independent authors, is to get on there and give us a review. Reviews mean everything for advertising. They mean where Amazon puts us, how often Amazon shows our books when you go to Amazon. So, yeah, please leave us reviews. That's the number one thing that you can do for any independent author. And there is one more thing I want to talk about. Uh, two groups that I have learned a ton from. I belong to the Springfield Writers Guild in Springfield, Missouri. You can look them up on Facebook. A ton of support from the Springfield Writers Guild. I've learned a bunch. Every once a month we get together and we mentor each other and we learn from each other. And I really appreciate them. I'm also a member of Sleuths Inc., and that's spelled INK. And they are another writers group in Springfield. And now they deal more with mysteries and stuff. So um, I appreciate them. Once again, I've learned so much in the last year from them. So take as many of those coloring pages as you want. You,
Actually read the book.
oh, no kidding. Is this for me? Really? I got to show you what Clarissa did. See little Wendy at Sky School? Look at that. Wow, that's perfect. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool to be able to interact, and imagination. I've told my wife this before, but one of the things that I think was taken from me working in the public service and corrections for so long was my imagination. And so it's one of the things I'm really happy with these books is that some of that's come back. Uh, you live in reality for so long in such a stark reality when you have those jobs that it pushes away your imagination in some ways. So uh, I'm really happy that I can influence some children and help their imagination. I do believe that, imagination is everything when you're a kid. Mine ran wild. We did all kinds of stuff and did it all in our mind with sticks and we could have battles, we could have uh, forts, we could have all that stuff, and that was all done with our imagination. And so I'm glad that that's coming back. But thank you, everyone. I really appreciate this. Thank you to Sleuths Inc., Springfield Writers Guild. Thank all of you guys. You've all influenced me and mentored me, and I appreciate it. So have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Feel free to reach out. Oh, and thank you to my wife, my editor, Kathy, and she's also a huge supporter. So thank you for being here also.